Hi, welcome.
Wait, wait,
Oh
wait.
no.
Okay, now
Oh
go.
God.
Okay, now we're unmuted.
Okay. Hello. Welcome to WordStitch. This is our first write-in. I am Chloe.
And I'm Sandy, and we
Uh,
are writers.
yeah, welcome. So this is our first time doing this. So bear with us because I'm terrible at talking. I get better. I lie. What we're going to be doing today is we're going to be doing some little bits of chit chat, and then in between those little bits of chit chat, we're going to be writing. We've got, I believe, four timed writing sprints that we're going to be doing today. We are going to be starting those right off at 4:05. We'll be going from 4:05 to 4:15. So if you are joining us and planning on writing with us, now is the time to pull up your current project. Sandy, what's your current project?
I am writing a YA, like contemporary YA kind of thing. What's your current project?
I am going to be working on some smut today.
Excellent. Okay. And
Yeah.
so we should probably explain what a write-in or like what virtual word sprints kind of are. So basically, when we have these timed word sprints, our goal is to get as much writing or editing, if you're editing, done as possible in the amount of time that we have allotted. So, like, our first sprint is going to start at. I just realized a glitch in our system. It says it's going to start at 3:05. It's going to start at 4:05.
Oops.
Oops.
We're going to travel back in time today.
Yeah, we're going to travel back in time today. I don't even know if I can fix that mid-scene. But
Okay.
we're gonna start at 4:05, not 3:05, and we'll go for 10 minutes. And all you do is write while we write. And there will be a timer up, so you'll know how much time you have left. We're gonna give you an optional word prompt. You do not have to use that. We actually talked about this ahead of time. They're helpful for me. Chloe does not find them helpful, but you may or may not, so we want to give you something to start with, and we're just doing 10 minutes to begin with, so it's a nice easy warm-up, like a jog, right?
Yeah.
It's a jog.
Yeah, I like it. Normally when I do it, it's literally just me figuring out where I am in my story so I can actually commit to the bigger word sprints that we're going to have, because we're going to have a 25-minute one and a 30-minute one. That's going to be a 1K in 30 minutes. Um, so if you are writing, you're going to want to try to write 1,000 words. You don't have to write 1,000 words. I very rarely pull those off, but it's a good extra little motivator.
Yeah. And by the way, so since this is our first time, and I think we may have 4 people watching,
Ooh.
it's probably like one is me and one is Chloe, and then there's like 2 other
Yeah,
people out
I'm
there.
definitely
Yeah.
one.
So if you are one of our 2 people who are watching, 1, thank you. We really, really appreciate the support. And 2, if you can't hear us, this would be a really good time to like write a chat note to us and say something like, hey, we're just getting talking heads. We have no idea what you're saying. Because we have had some trouble with that in our previous tests. So this is a good time to let us know, because we are like 1 minute to word sprint 1.
We are.
We are.
Yeah.
I'm getting ready. I'm getting my keyboard out.
I don't. I guess I should actually have that up and running.
Yeah.
How far along are you in your story now?
20,522 words.
And what's your goal for it?
60,000.
Oh, so you got a ways to go. Do you think you're going to get it finished by November?
With these word sprints, absolutely.
If that's not a sales pitch, it is right time.
Yes.
Hey, a little glitch in the system. I have to get the timer up. Hold on one second.
Okay. So we are about to start our first write-in word sprint.
One
So bear with us.
we forgot to do. It's gonna be a couple seconds late. I'm
And
sorry.
so as you're waiting, Our initial word prompt is include a blue item in your scene. So once we have the timer up, that's your cue to go. And prompt, include a blue item in the scene. If you don't remember it, it's going to be scrolling across the screen, so you'll have it there. And we are...
Why don't you go ahead and start the war? And once I find this clock, I will have it running. My bad, yo.
Start it right now?
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. Just shut the volume off, and we'll get this going.
Okay, so we're going to switch over to the word sprint scene. Alrighty, good luck, everyone. Okay, we're back.
Oh, okay. And then there we go. Okay, everything looks good again. Sorry for the glitch there, guys. I just forgot to load that the program for the timer. And then everything kind of went kerflooey, but that's because it's the first time and everything's got to go terribly wrong the first time. Thank you for joining us, Natalia. How did everybody do? How did you do, Sandy? Did you get anything written?
Okay, so I got 71 words written in the couple minutes that we had. What about you? Did you get anything written?
No, I grabbed my phone.
Okay, all
And
right.
that was pretty much all the time I had. But that was bound to happen.
For the first 10 minutes, we're going to give ourselves a pass on that one, but we hope that if you are tuning in either live now or later on, that you got tons and tons and tons of words. And feel free to share them with us because that is fun. Do we have, we have 4 people watching. So if you're one of the other 2, let us know how you did. And then, so this is our tech break, right? So we thought we'd divide up the breaks so that we kind of do something that's a little fun and useful in between. And if you are at home, this is a good time for you to get water, check your phone, do whatever you need to do. And we are going to start the next sprint at, wait, that's incorrect, isn't it? Not 4:15.
4:25.
At 4:25.
4:25. Oh, right. So your cues are just a little bit little asunder right now.
Okay.
That's okay.
Yeah. Well,
this was from changing the ticker, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's okay. Okay, so what are we talking about right now?
Okay, so here's our tech break question. Chloe, what resources do you use to keep yourself on task when you're writing alone?
I like how professionally you said that.
Oh, thank you.
So I normally don't need a whole lot of encouragement to write. It's kind of my default anyways. But I have been doing the Pomodoro technique lately, which is for anybody who does the bullet journaling, it's popular with that. I don't bullet journal, but I do the Pomodoro, and basically the theory with that is that you break up your time into the normal is 25-minute segments. So you work for 25 minutes and then you take a 5-minute break and then you work for another 25 minutes. And it's good to like actually sit down and get those chunks out. Yeah, so I've been doing that lately to help with my productivity on pretty much everything I do. So what have you been doing lately, Sandy?
Yeah. So you do that with writing, editing, whatever you're doing.
Yeah, I even do it with like my quilting and everything.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
So I don't need it with stuff like quilting because I'm like so into it that I can't stop. It becomes like a little obsession thing. But with writing, I need specifically with drafting, like first draft writing, where you're doing that like initial like I got to get this scene out on the page thing. I have to I think know that there's a stopping point, so I'll give myself like 30 minutes or 20 minutes, and sometimes I actually tune in to like something like this. Like we've been watching the Word Nerds because they're doing some pretty great write-ins, virtual write-ins. I also use the Nano tweets. So if you're not familiar with this, NaNoWriMo, who we are not officially affiliated, well, I'm not officially affiliated with them. Alicia's an ML. Sorry, Chloe's an ML. I'm not ruining things, Chloe. Alicia, Chloe's an ML in one of the regions, but we are not officially affiliated with Nano. But Nano does Twitter like prompts every few minutes during Nano and during camp. So I think that's really useful because I don't know. It's like if somebody else is suffering, I feel like we're suffering together, and therefore it's like somebody watching over my shoulder, and I need to be more productive.
Have you checked out the ones that they have actually through their website yet?
No, did they have new ones this year?
No, they've had like a word spread. I've never actually looked into it before. But they've got like some sort of like you can set up word spreads on the actual Nano website, or you used to be able to. But again, that was never an issue for me. Now my phone's ringing because of course that's my world. Hi. Um, but yeah, and then I know you had it on the list of optionals on that same thing.
Yeah.
If you need motivators like that, back when I was first getting into NaNoWriMo, so now I can just pretty much write. Like I don't know. I got over whatever it was that was um keeping me self-editing in the past. But back when I did have that problem, I used write or die a lot. And that one, I'm just gonna kind of put it into the thing because
Because it's
how
so
this works, right?
useful.
All right, the
uh,
little resource.
yeah.
So write or die. You give yourself a timer. It's just a little like app, and you make a timer and you set a goal for how many words you want to write in that. And if you start to slip from your goal, either because you're typing too slow or if you just stop typing for a couple of seconds, the screen will start to change colors. It'll flash at you.
It'll eat your
Depending on
words.
the mode that you have it in, it'll play obnoxious sounds, or it will even it'll delete. I have never been. I believe it's called kamikaze mode.
It's
I have
scary.
never been that kamikaze that I wanted it to delete my words, but um, Write or Die is really useful for that if you need the motivator. Also, Written Kitten, which is like a friendlier way of doing Write or Die. With Written Kitten, and I'm hoping that I'm actually writing these correctly. Um, but with Written Kitten, just every 100 words you write, it gives you a new image of a kitten. It's a lie. Sometimes it's a bunny. Sometimes it's a puppy.
Oh my
Most of the time
gosh.
it's a kitten, though. But it's just like it's like the most positive motivator known to man.
But,
So those are both really good for getting the words out.
and these are like software programs. They're kind of old school type software programs. Like Write or Die, you just Google Write or Die and you'll find
Well, and
this
their web
like
apps, like you
yeah.
can just go to their website. Write or Die does have a program,
Mm-hmm.
but you can just do it right off their website.
Yeah. So you're sort of like writing in their browser or in the browser on their website, or you've downloaded the program to your computer and now you're writing in this kind of like rudimentary box with the timer and the potential word eating mode. That got me through my first Nano. Like I wrote or died everything, everything, because it was the only way for me to like make myself shut off that part that just wants to inner edit, right? Like otherwise I was going through and I'd write a sentence, oh, it's not beautiful enough, right? Well, you can't do that during Nano. If you want to get your 16, 67 words per day, you got to just write. And speaking of just write, we are a minute away from our next thing. So,
Yeah.
um,
So
Alicia,
our next prompt,
yeah,
oh,
sorry.
our next prompt is going to be have one character stand in another character's way. So this next war is going to be, or sprint, excuse me, is going to be 25 minutes long. You have a little bit more time to actually make some plot happen. And somewhere in that plot, just, it doesn't have to be a major plot point. But if you're looking for a little prompt, just have one character be slightly in another character's way.
All right, so one character and another character's way. I'm looking forward to this one so much. I'm doing like a dressing room shopping scene, so it's going to be awesome. Um, and hopefully we'll be good with the timer this time. So everybody's
Yeah,
set?
yeah, I'm flipping over right now.
Okay, let's go.
All right, let's start.
Okay.
Did that work? I'm not sharing right.
No, that just flipped over to me.
Yep, it did. Hi, I suck.
Wait, let me. You're fine. You're fine. Okay, we are
All right.
back.
How'd you do?
Okay, hang on. Let me check. See this word count. I had like 71 words before, right?
Yeah.
So this was like something like 1,050.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I was like on fire writing that scene.
Yeah.
What
So
about you?
you got your 1K. I was editing, so
Yeah,
I
yeah.
I got a scene that, like, as I was writing it, I knew was gonna be a major problem. Because I had a character who was shopping, and that's never a good scenario.
No, no, no. My
So
character was shopping as well. I thought it was fantastic.
what one? Oh, the one that you're doing?
Yeah,
Are we both writing about shopping?
I
That
was.
needs to be a prompt later
Yeah, no,
then.
I was totally doing a makeover scene. It was awesome.
Nice. I do like makeovers. Actually, Flynn is doing a makeover of his office. That was what was being written right there. It was way too long though, so I only got half of it edited, but I knew it was going to be a bad one going into it.
I think office makeovers might actually be even better than like person makeovers because they involve like paper supplies, which is every writer's dream. So I
You get
can't.
one of those little drinking bird things. You have little the birds, the little office knickknack where it's like a center of balance test. It's got like a little bird beak, and then the opposite side, its butt has like water in it.
Okay, I don't know of
Do
this.
you not know what I'm talking
No,
about?
no, I don't. But
Okay.
next time for show and tell, you got to bring one.
I'll send you a picture of it
Okay.
sometime. So, anyways, um, we are supposed to be talking about yeah, if you
Words.
get some writing done, let us know in comments. But so right now we are going on to our next little conversation, and that is craft of writing. Today we're gonna do some nano tips. So, Sandy, what are you doing to prepare for nano?
Well, and I mean, just for in case somebody is later watching this and doesn't know what Nano is, so Nano is the National Novel Writing Month, and it occurs in November. So we're a little ahead of the game, and we are preparing for it right now. And actually, the reason that we started doing these virtual write-ins now is because during actual Nano, it's really helpful to have people writing with you when you're trying to get like a massive number of words done in 1 month. So if you're not familiar with Nano, just like Google Nano Rimo, and you will just Google Nano and you'll find like all kinds of things. And okay, so the question was, what are you doing to prepare for Nano? And I wrote the question, but so I do nothing. Like nothing. And I mean that in like a really serious sense, because the second I start planning my novel, it ruins it for Nano. Like it's like I switched from like creative mode to critic mode just by thinking about it. So I have characters, like 4 of them, a general idea of where I want it to go, and that is it. And I'm trying to avoid thinking about it otherwise. What do you do?
So if we're talking about definitions of things, you're really good at explaining things, by the way.
Thank you.
Thank you for that, because I keep forgetting that the people watching might not actually be nano people. Hi, if you're not. So you are what we call a pantser.
Yes.
You've got planners and you've got pantsers, or plotter, excuse me, plotter and pantser,
Yeah.
or pantsers who do the middle. So a pantser is somebody who just starts writing and whatever happens, happens. A plotter is somebody who has some great big notebook like this guy. This is a family tree here. This is my main character for my Nano story is right here. I don't know if I'm holding it high enough for people to see. This is actually planning from last year.
Oh, hold it higher. Like
I'm
just a
writing
little
the
bit.
same story this year though. So this is plotting right here.
Hold it higher so they can see it.
I like to use
Oh.
post-its. Because that way absolutely nothing is set in stone. This is actually the plot of the story. I'm actually not a plotter either normally, but I'm writing something a little bit different this time. And so I'm doing a lot of world building for it. And then the in between is the planter, who does a little bit of plotting and a little bit of pantsing, and normally just has like a couple different beats that they're trying to hit, and maybe some like character descriptions, just little pieces, but they haven't really strung it together. So yeah, that's the three styles that we use when we're talking about it with Nano. So on the question of what are you doing to prepare for Nano, like I said, this is something I tried to write it last year and it didn't go well, so I'm trying it again this year. So a lot of it is already done. So the big thing right now is that I'm trying all of the writing software, all the writing programs like Scrivener and YWriter, and I think something I tried today was Babisco. And I hate every single one of them.
Oh.
But that's been like most of my prep. What I want to be doing right now is a family tree and a timeline, and I'm trying to find a program that will actually do what I want it to, and I'm failing miserably at it. So that's what I'm doing to prepare for Nano.
But there is just, I mean, there's a wealth of resources out there for things like timelines and family trees and word processors.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, we could probably do like a tech segment on Scrivener for like a year and not cover half of what it does. So I think we'll probably try to pick some of our favorite stuff, but at least for me, I would totally encourage any writer out there that's new to like look for just Google, find stuff. Resources are out there. Like if you want a timeline, Google timelines for writers, you will find something, or email us because we've probably done it. But
and a lot of it is free.
Yeah.
Scrivener you have to pay for, but Scrivener has a really nice trial for it. Is it a 60-day trial or a 30-day?
It's 30, but like every time you open it is a day. So you could have it open for like 3 days, and that would only be one of your 30 days.
Right. And then like if you table what you're working on for a little while and go back to it, you don't lose that time, and it is the full version of the program. So Scrivener is really good to test. And then like the two other ones that I was looking at, YWriter, I've been using off and on for years. That one is completely free. The one I tried today, Babisco, had both a free and a paid version. The paid version is £10. I have no idea how pounds convert. I feel like that makes it like $15, but I could be wrong. But yeah, but then like the free version is completely free forever. So you don't necessarily, and most of them have a trial thing. So
yes,
you can try them and see what worked for you. And also, I don't know if you're the same way with the Sandy, but what works for me with one story does not work with another. And that's, I guess, part of it is because I don't stick to the same genre every time. And we are a minute out from our next.
Oh, we better give the prompt.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. So, okay, what do we have for the prompt? Oh, well, actually, but first, so this is our 30-minute 1K, and basically what that means is we're going to write for 30 minutes, and your challenge is to write 1,000 words in that 30 minutes. So it's a little extra special sprint. And Alicia, or Chloe, do you want to do the prompt? I'm sorry.
We'll get there eventually.
Eventually.
So for this prompt, you've got 30 minutes to make up a word. I want your character to make up a word. Whether they need a definition for something, or they need a word to define something, or they are just somebody who likes to, what's the word for that? Portmanteau. If it's a character who likes to do some portmanteaus, now is the time for it.
All right, awesome. So let's get going on that 30-minute 1K.
Excellent.
Good luck, everyone.
I'm going to share the screen properly this time, I promise. There we go. Look at that perfectly shared screen.
Okay,
Yay.
and good luck. Okay. We are supposed to be back.
Oh,
Up there.
we are back?
We are back.
Are we back? Yes.
Yes. We're back. All right. So I don't think I made my 1000K. I think I did better with my like 25 minutes.
Maybe it was the extra pressure of having only 25 minutes.
Maybe I self-edited too much.
20 minutes next time.
Yeah, no, I hit 842, but not 1,000. If you're with us, let us know if you made it to 1,000. We hope that somebody did. And you're editing, Chloe. So how do you measure your 30-minute 1K?
I mean, at this point, I'm really just having goals for the day, and not worrying about that so much. It's hard to have goals when you're editing, just because, like, the more progress you make, the less actual work you do, if that makes sense. Like, I've finished off one. This last hour was one scene, which doesn't sound like much, but it was a scene that needed a lot of work. So
no, I see what you're saying though. Like if you get a really long way, then it almost feels like, well, then you must not have had to have done that much editing on it, right? So
exactly.
Yeah. Whereas if you're like, wow, I finished that really difficult scene that I had to totally rewrite and come up with 80 new words for or whatever, then you're feeling like you did something. I did not, by the way, make up a single word. I totally forgot the prompt.
That's okay.
I totally lost it. And if you are writing with us and you did the same, that is completely fine. I mean, the prompts are meant to make you start writing, but really, like, if you're writing, then you achieved your goal, right? So that's how I'm justifying this to myself right now. Like, prompt failure, writing success.
In my in what I'm going to be working on for Nano, it's fantasy. And so there's some made up language in it. Not so much because it's fantasy. Like, it's not like just like there's this thing that doesn't exist here, so I had to make up a word for it. But they like have all the same stuff as us, but the way that their culture developed, they've got just like a different sort of dialect than us. So I have all kinds of made up words for that. And that's really fun because I'm just like mashing slang together to make up those words.
Yeah, that is. But slang are the best words that have to make up, right? Because, like, and are you writing? You're not writing YA fantasy, right? You're writing like adult fantasy.
Yeah.
Okay, so
it might be erotica. I still haven't decided what level I'm gonna take that to. There will be sex. I don't know how graphic I'm gonna do it yet.
So I write YA fantasy, right? And because of this, my slang words always have to be substitutes for like adult slang words, right? Like we can't really drop F-bombs, so you have to come up with an acceptable thing to make your YA character say, make them gritty.
It's nice though. I will say I like that with YA fantasy, because you can't drop F-bombs in YA anything.
No.
But with fantasy, you do have the ability to make up those words instead of having them say fish sticks or whatever.
Yeah.
You can. I always think of like I think it was Battlestar Galactica that had fracking. Was the word they used, and so that comes up a lot, and like nerd fandom stuff, because it's kind of like a well-known, really stupid
word.
Other word for an F-bomb.
yeah. No, that's a fun challenge. Okay, so this is our arts and crafts segment, right? We're WordStitch because both of us have a propensity to be crafty, sewy, quilty people when we're not writing. Although I have not worked on a quilt in like 2 months because I've just had other life stuff going on. So we envision this as like a show and tell kind of segment. It's also a 15-minute break, so this is a really good one if you like need to get up from your computer, stretch your legs, make sure you don't get blood clots, that kind of thing. But maybe only I worry about that. But Okay, and in the meanwhile, what? So okay, so do you have any show and tell, Chloe?
I don't really, although I do have this little strip that happens to be sitting right here, that I haven't finished all
Ooh,
of it yet. One of my friends. Okay, I'll just hold it like that. Oh no, I guess it doesn't
nice.
matter because we're square anyways.
Yeah.
Um, woo, I'm just rolling back. So one of my friends, the one who is actually up in the Outer Banks, is kind of having a bad time of things. Just there's not a whole lot of people in the Outer Banks, and she's kind of lonely. So I decided to make her something because I'm not good at like I'm not good at I'm very introverted, so I'm not good at like keeping up with people when they leave unless we construct an entire system of weekly write-ins to keep it going. But so I haven't really talked to her a whole bunch, and then I found out that she's been a little depressed. So I'm making her a little wall tapestry of the chakras because she's into that sort of thing.
That's awesome.
So yeah, so this is like the base that the chakras are gonna be sewn onto.
Wow.
And then there's gonna be some more. I've got like 6 more panels to put here, and I just haven't done it yet. That just happens to be what's sitting on my desk right now.
No, because you just have a amazing chakra quilt tapestry thing. Like, so I mean, the thing is, of course, like Chloe probably does have this. I mean, like you have stuff all over your craft room.
Yes, I'm in a craft room right now. Yes.
Yeah. I may have to like move mine to a craft room once or twice, but no. So okay, so my show and tell is my thing I was working on digitally. So this is. Wait, let me get in front of the camera. I made this. I made this logo. This is for my YA novel, and this is a brewery, obviously, that's in the novel. But I actually like put together those icons on Affinity Designer and like made it look all pretty so that I could have a brewery
What
label.
program was that?
So it's called Affinity Designer, and it's like like a Photoshop alternative, like a really cheap alternative. And I think it is meant for people like me who do not have any professional design background at all, but would still like to be able to do something like use free vectors and make cool logos.
Is it a program or a web app or
a program, like a real program that you download, which I like too because it's not a cloud. It's just a program that you download, and then from the program you can export like pictures and such. So that's one way that I do creativity when I can't actually sew, and I have not had time to actually sew over the last like month or so. But okay, so we had prompts for this one too, right? We were gonna say, okay, so how does being creative outside of writing help you while you're writing? Do you see how I did that and made you answer the question first?
Yeah, no, that's fair. Because I can give a very literal answer to this.
Okay.
I am by profession a cake decorator. And I actually have one of my stories, the one that you're still waiting on because I kind of had to table it, is about a cake decorator who falls in love with a cyborg.
As you do.
Yeah, as cake decorators do. I guess the cyborg more falls in love with her, and then she comes around to him because she's also a lesbian. I don't know, you write what you know. And she has OCD. But so like that's a really literal way of connecting things. But then I think using the creativity, like if we want to get super like wordy with it, I think being creative helps just finding the words and like having that vocabulary as a cake decorator, and then just like as a painter and also a sewer and everything. I just have a much broader vocabulary of like color names and stuff like that it helps to get the words that I'm looking for. And then there's the middle of the road part of that where, I've got a character who wears pretty much the same outfit the entire time in my fantasy, and I can like sketch out what her outfit is. So I have a reference for it. So there's a couple different levels to how creativity and writing, or how like visually creativity, I guess is how I took. Is that how you meant that question?
Open question.
Visual creativity.
You take it
Yeah,
as you want it.
I took it as visual creativity, and how visual creativity and what do we call this? Word creativity is really
Verbal creativity.
creativity. Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
No,
How we can tie those two together. How about you?
that was like an excellent answer. I don't have a three-part answer to it.
Gryffindor.
Yeah,
I don't
like
know why I said Gryffindor. I don't identify as Gryffindor. Clearly, I'm a Ravenclaw. Anyways,
10
10
points to Ravenclaw.
yeah.
So I think for me, stuff like a sewing project, I mean, obviously, like sometimes you're doing like a logo or something on, your design program. This is directly tied to my book, but I think like a sewing project, a crochet project, like do it yourself at home kind of thing, whatever it is that's caused me to either pull out paint or scissors or thread or something. Like I can complete those and use a different side of my brain that makes me like happy in a different kind of way. And I think completing projects like that actually helps me, like it helps like train my brain to want to complete other projects. So like, yeah, there's like the part where you're picking up new ideas, and like creativity comes from the intersection of things that don't match up normally. But there's also just every time that I finish sewing a purse together, I feel like I accomplished something, and that means that I can accomplish finishing that story. There, that's my answer. That's what I got for you.
Yeah, I was thinking that was like a instant gratification thing. And then it's a bit of a problem that I'm sure a lot of writers, probably all writers, until I don't know, I'm in a writing group where there are these people who are like, yeah, I published 10 things this year, and I don't know how the hell you do that. But I feel like for the rest of us mere mortals, I think you bring up a really good point that having something else that is a creative outlet, but that you get that that
Like I
earlier
finished
completion,
it. Mm-hmm.
quicker completion, does help a lot. And like right now, I'm working on a queen size quilt.
Mm-hmm.
And that's gonna be. I've got a deadline. It's for Ken, my roommate. It's for his birthday, which isn't until like March. But it will take me up to March because queen size quilts are like I'll have to clear out all the furniture in a room to do it. So even with that, like it's good to have other small projects to make you feel better and get that I don't know, there's probably like endorphins or some.
To teach you deadlines, to show your brain that it's good to accomplish things. And speaking of accomplishing things, our like little breaks here go by really fast. So we are almost ready for our next one, and this is our exit war. So we only have 10 minutes left. 10 minutes left of writing to get in as many words as you can for this like 2-hour segment. Yeah. Okay, so Chloe, you want to give the prompt?
Yes, I do.
Okay.
So in this last one, it's a shorty, so you don't have a whole lot of time to put much in there. But I want you to include an item that is out of place. Whether it's literally like a plot point that, oh my God, what is this thing doing in here? Or if your character reaches into her purse to get her phone and it's like, oh, yay, I have Tic Tacs that I forgot about. If you literally want to put Tic Tacs in your story, you're welcome to do it. You can have that for me. That's my gift to you today. Tic Tacs. Give your character something just a little bit unexpected.
Awesome. Okay, so we are ready to start.
Mm-hmm. And go.
Go. Okay, we are
All right.
back. And that's it. That's the end, right?
Did you get words in?
Yeah, I got in something like 334. And actually my total for today is really good. It's 2,334. Um and almost like an entire little chapter. So I feel really good about that.
So if
And
you do this every single day for the month of November, you've got like 75K there, right?
yeah, no, definitely next week I'm going to replay this for myself over and over and over again. Maybe on mute, but no, these are really super productive. How about you? How'd you do?
So I started to do some hacking on the next scene. I've got a bunch of scenes that are like over 2000 that I knew should be under 2000.
Mm.
So I've been hacking the next one. But then I was hacking it for like 3 minutes, and then I started to think about future prompts and
Ah,
just kind of I did not do well is what I'm trying to say the nicest way possible.
you got a little
Um,
distracted.
I was otherwise productive.
Very good, very good. And for those of you watching, we hope that you were productive too. How many minutes is this total? I calculated it's like 75 minutes or something like that of total writing time. Yeah.
It would be 30 and 55 and 65 and 75. Yeah.
75. Yeah, yeah. So 2 hours, but you get in a solid like 75 minutes of writing in there, and hopefully you way like overkilled your goal for today. So if you're watching this on a rerun, we hope that you got at least 2,000 words out of this. Um,
I'll be happy
and
if you got any words at all. If you tell me you got 200 words, I am proud of you.
well, that's true too, right? Because writing can be really hard. So, if you can use this time and get tons and tons of words, great, but tons and tons can be a what
Yep.
subjective term.
I lost about 200 words, and I am extremely proud of that.
You lost 200 words. Nice. So our next write-in is Monday, October 15th at 4 p.m. Same drill. If there's
Slightly
something
better organized.
but yes, slightly better. We'll learn from our mistakes every time. But if there were big glitches, definitely let us know. We have a question. Is there a reason for the shorter scene length? As in, like,
For me, it's literally just I knew that the scenes were too long. It's not because there's any industry standard or anything for that. I just know that most of my scenes average around I don't know like 1,000 to 1,500, and that there wasn't anything going on in those scenes to warrant them being like one was 2,100 and the other was 2,300.
thanks for the question. Thanks for
Yeah.
participating the whole time. We
Yeah.
really appreciate that.
Yay!
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, so if anybody noticed anything weird, like if the volumes are off, obviously there were things we noticed that were weird about it, but if we didn't point it out and you noticed it, then definitely feel free to let us know and we'll try to improve each time. So I think we're almost ready to close, right?
Yeah, I think we're done.
Any final comments, Chloe?
Right.
Right. Right, between now and
Whatever
next
you can
week.
comment. Next time I'll have it in a wittier way, but I am still kind of in that panic mode of this being the first time I've done this. So for right now, it's just right.
All right, awesome.
Yeah.
So,
How about you?
no, I think that's good. I think that's very, very good. I feel like I'm really happy with the words we got in. I think the prompts are fun. Prepare for
Yeah.
Nano. That's it. Come back. Come back next time. Bring your Scrivener and your pens and your
Yeah.
whatever you need to write. So, we'll see everybody next time.
Bye.
Bye. Oh. And
Oh, there we go.